Hi. Today I want to present a paper. It's called Converting Transformers to Polynomial Form for Secure Inference over Homomorphic Encryption. This is a paper from ICML 2024. So the data privacy and legal regulation pose strict constrictions. So deep learning model often require large-scale, high-quality database, but collecting and using such data, especially sensitive data, like medical record or personal image, must be, compliant with privacy laws such as GDPR or HIPAA. And the technique, like federal learning, differential privacy, and homomorphic encryption can help, but they often, introduce trade-off in performance, communication cost, or model accuracy. And make sure, strong privacy guarantee where maintaining model effectiveness across diverse real-world application is still a problem, and making this a key focus for, AI areas for every AI researchers. So what is homomorphic encryption? So the homomorphic encryption is a cryptographic technique that allow computation, computation computations on encrypted data without decrypting it first, and encrypted result can match the plain text operations when they're decrypted. So this is valuable because it able secure outsource processing of, sensitive informations in untrusted environment, such as cloud servers, and then maintaining data privacy while still leveraging the external computational resource. I can give you a simple example for the homomorphic equation. If two people have different numbers, for example, the first one got number five, and the second one got number three. They want, compute this uh uh this number, and they didn't even want each other know, so they can use the homomorphic encryption. After they are encrypted, they can do the addition or multiplication on the ciphertext. And when you decrypted the ciphertext, they will get the same result at the plain text. So now modern homomorphic equation scheme, like CKKS, only support computations over polynomial functions. So this create a difficult in deep learning because, many common operations like softmax or Jalu are non-polynomial and must be, approximate. So often that cost a lot of accuracy or efficiency. And the most previous works has focused on the CNN-based model, like, AlexNet, ResNet, which is more compatible with polynomial functions. However, the transformer are more challenging. They rely on the complex structures and operation like attention or and the normalizations, which are much more harder to approximate under homomorphic equations. You can see the diagram showed how, secure inference work with homomorphic equations. So, the data owner, such as, for example, such as a hospital, so they're first encrypted the sensitive data like medical records before they're sending to untrusted servers. And the model owner run the inference on the encryption data using polynomial compatible transformers without ever decrypted it. So this is possible to using a black box homomorphic equation SDK, which can ensure that all the operations happen over the encryption values. So this paper was propose a new approach to adopting transformers for secure inference and homomorphic encryptions. So, by approximate non-polynomial components like Jaloo and the softmax with polynomial functions, it enable the use of the transformers in a privacy sensitive task such as the laundry modeling and the image classification. And it is demonstrate the feasibility of running transformers under homomorphic equation and shows the performance gap between the encrypted and non-encrypted inference can be significantly reduced. And this paper also perform a thorough analysis, including a stability evaluation and ablation studies to better understand the trade-off introduced by the polynomial approximate. And finally, is introduce a technique improve the homomorphic encryption compatibility of key components such as layer normalization and self-attentions, and offering the insight it can be benefits other privacy preserving model beyond the transformers. So this whole page was all about the methodology. So this figure was the methodology proposed, the paper to convert the standard transformer architecture into the polynomial. So, the starting point is convention transformer block, which including component like Jaloo activation, layer normal, and softmax based self-attention. However, these components key rely on the non-polynomial operations that are incompatible with the modern homomorphic equation scheme like CKKS. To address this, they are just I think it's the first one to propose the architecture modifications that they retain the original weight but remove the in compatible operations. In particular, softmax is replaced by scaled pointwise self-attention, which avoid the exponential and simplify computations under homomorphic equations. And the next, the authors fine-tune the model parameters to improve the stability under the homomorphic construction. So this achieve the by reduce the range regularization loss shows there's a range loss which constrain the activations values with homomorphic friendly bound during the training. And finally, there are remaining non-polynomial functions such as Jaloo and layer normal are approximated using the polynomial functions. So the result in the fully polynomial model can be executed entire over encryption data without decrypted. So although this methodology shows that they are apply both NLP and vision models. So this slide was present the first part of the evaluation is focused on the NLP task using polynomial BERT-like transformers. So you can see on this overall, you can see the result that show the minimum degradation in the plasticity compared to the original transformer, demonstrating that the proposed polynomial model is still competitive on standard language model task. And this figure 4 there shows that scaling is a critical when using pointwise attentions. So there's two plots present pre plasticity over epoch using different scalar strategies. Jaloo on the left and the Relu on the right. And they also observed that the model without proper scaling collapse earlier during the training. So the scaling by sequence length, either pre or post, or using the incorrect combinations lead to the instability. So their finding confirmed that the pointwise attention is more homomorphic encryption friendly, and careful we need to careful the scaling and the range control, a very essential part to maintain the training stability and the model performance. So this part was continued to evaluation by comparing the performance of the proposed scalar attentions with standard soft-optimized attention across the NLP innovations task. So you can see, this result can support the feasibility of using pointwise attention, which is more compatible with homomorphic encryptions, while maintaining the model quality across the different tests. So this part you can see, the figure 6 is just a breakdown of the runtime for secure inference under the homomorphic encryption. This whole chart shows that the time spending on different operations in a single inference runs measured in measured in seconds. And this result is highlight the computational bottleneck in the homomorphic equation-based inference, particularly during the ciphertext refresh and alignment. So this paper was introduced a novel approach that convert the standard transformer into polynomial model and using a customized scalar theta attention mechanism and this specialized training procedure to obtain the homomorphic encryption friendly weights. And importantly, this is the first method to propose the polynomial replacement for key transformer component like such as self-attention and layer normal, and make it possible to run a transformer inference securely on encrypted data for the first time. Thank you.